My rich grandfather told us he hid his bank account information somewhere in his house, and whoever found it could have everything. I was the only one who didn't search. Grandpa Fletcher died on a Tuesday, and by Wednesday, my relatives were tearing apart his lake house like contestants on a treasure hunting show. He'd been cryptic his whole life, playing mind games, dropping hints about his wealth while living modestly in a cabin that needed repairs. At his funeral, my Aunt Corinne whispered to my Uncle Grant about the letter, and within hours, everyone knew. Grandpa had left identical notes for all 7 grandchildren. My account information is hidden somewhere meaningful in the house. Whoever finds it inherits everything I've built. My cousins called an emergency meeting that week. I walked into chaos. Furniture moved, books scattered, floorboards inspected. "There you are," my cousin Rhett said, holding a screwdriver. "We're checking behind outlets. You take the guest bathroom." I looked around at my family ransacking our grandfather's home. "What are you doing?" "Finding the account information," my cousin Petra said, elbow deep in cabinets. "Grandpa was worth at least $4 million. So you're destroying his house?" "Searching," Rhett corrected. "We're putting things back." They weren't. Picture frames were off walls, drawers emptied, his mattress flipped over. I walked out to the dock where Grandpa used to fish every morning. The lake was calm, indifferent to the chaos 50 feet away. My phone buzzed constantly. Checked the attic. Nothing. Found a lockbox, but it's empty. Anyone try behind the water heater? I turned notifications off. Over 2 months, the searches became elaborate. Uncle Grant hired a contractor for hidden compartments. Aunt Corinne brought someone with a metal detector. They analyzed books for codes, even drained part of his pond, thinking he'd waterproofed something and sunk it. Family dinners became strategy sessions. Rhett created a grid map with sections marked searched or pending. "You haven't been coming to the searches," my mom said during one call, voice tight. "I've been working. This is your grandfather's legacy. His legacy is being destroyed by people treating his home like a game show." I'd visit occasionally, always alone, never searching. I'd sit on the dock or walk where Grandpa had planted white pines decades ago. The house looked violated, outlet covers missing, loose floorboards, holes in drywall. "You're just going to let everyone else do the work?" Rhett asked. "I'm not looking." "Why the hell not?" "Because this isn't what he would have wanted." Rhett laughed. "He literally told us to search for it." But I kept thinking about Grandpa, the man who built a logging business, who taught me to fish, who told me once that people show you who they really are when something valuable is on the line. 6 months later, I got a call from his attorney. When I arrived, my entire family was there, looking exhausted and suspicious. The lawyer didn't waste time. Mr. Fletcher left instructions to be executed 6 months after his passing. He read, "The bank account information was never hidden. It's in my kitchen drawer, under the takeout menus, since before I died. I told you it was hidden somewhere meaningful because I wanted to see what you'd value more, tearing apart my home looking for money, or preserving where we built our memories." The silence was devastating. Mr. Fletcher has left his entire estate, $4.7 million in assets, to his grandson Holden. He was the only one who understood that some things shouldn't be searched for. The house, the lake, the memories, those were the inheritance that mattered. Holden never looked because he already knew what was valuable. Aunt Corinne made a sound like she'd been struck. Rhett's face went red, then white. My mother covered her mouth. The lawyer handed me a second letter. In Grandpa's handwriting, "Holden, you spent 6 months visiting a house your family was destroying, and you never participated. You sat on our dock. You walked the tree line. I wasn't testing who could search the hardest. I was testing who would refuse to search at all." I restored the lake house to exactly how Grandpa kept it, and invested the rest in sustainable forestry projects he'd always talked about. Rhett and Petra haven't spoken to me since. Aunt Corinne sent a message saying I manipulated everyone by pretending not to care. Turns out the real inheritance isn't what someone leaves you. It's whether you're the kind of person who can walk through a treasure hunt without becoming a hunter.